special features on the factory wheels have been refinished. The original wheels and the original tires on this. This isn't going to be around very long. They're not going to make these tires. About 400 hours into this engine bay alone.
This is the father of fathers right here. This is where the camera does what it got to do, but.
So we have a 1984 Nissan 50th anniversary 300CX turbo, also known as Z31. This was a 1 year only package. They made 5,148 of these, obviously for 1984.
There's only 5,000 of these made in the world.
Yeah, and not a whole lot of them have survived because they were all made in early '84, and they're '84 first year of this series, the Z31. They didn't do a whole lot of factory rust proofing was pretty inadequate. So you'll see them, a lot of them have rust around the windshield, on the rockers, behind it, on the floorboards, things like that. So not a whole lot of them have survived. Yeah, so it's got a lot of special features on this particular car that the rest of the Z31 series did not. Like for example, it's two-tone paint. It's light pewter metallic on the black on the top, and then thunder black on the bottom. Has a special pinstripe package. Has special tires that were on this car only, none of the others. Special wheels that were on this car only.
You gotta talk to me about these wheels, please, guys. I'm not sure if the camera is gonna do justice, but
factory wheels have been refinished. They were done by a place called Wheel Collision Center in Bath, Pennsylvania. I had the original wheels and the original tires on this at home on ice. So the deal with these tires is this is like a supercar tire in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. These are on the 930 turbo Porsche. They were on the Lamborghini Countach, the Porsche 930 turbo, which is the late 70s and the 80s one. And so when Pirelli reissued this tire about 2 years ago because it's the factory size tire for the 930. So I grabbed a set of them and was like, you know what, this isn't going to be around very long. They're not going to make these tires. So sure enough, they've been out of stock for about a year now. And they were only a couple dollars more than like Chinese and Walmart tires. So it was a no-brainer to grab them. So I was like, I'm never going to get a chance to get these again. So what have I done to this car? It's 100% factory stock. There's a couple gaskets on it that have been discontinued that are like 79-cent gaskets that you can't even see. But everything is factory original. I even recreated a lot of the inspection marks, a lot of the paint dots, things of that nature. Yeah, so what I do with it, this is the engine bay. Since there were no options on this car, there was no way for the dealer to make any more money on it. So what they did is they sold the original owner. They sold him a hardwired radar detector. They sold him an extra hood lock, and they sold him the rust proofing package. And the rust proofing package was basically a display black tar all over the engine bay.
oh wow.
So between cleaning all that up and restoring all the finishes on the engine bay, I have about 400 hours into this engine bay alone.
And this is a 50th anniversary.
So it's the 50th anniversary of Nissan, the company. It's not the 50th anniversary of the Z car.
Okay.
Because at this point in '84, the Z car was only like 14 years old.
Of course. And you said again, how many work hours do you have in this car?
Say again?
How many work hours do you have in it?
Well, just in the engine bay, I think I stopped counting right at about 400.
Ooh, my lord.
And none of that was really to any performance mod. I mean, it's 100% stock, so removing all that black tar. Yeah, that's a bad mess. So what else does this car have? It has special logo seats, special logo floor mats that only came with this car. The black interior, it's a 100% black interior, which none of the other cars had. They were later gray and black. It has a gold-plated key. It has, and the seats are actually...
Those are the keys right there?
Yeah. You would think this would be power seats, but they're actually manual seats. And the reason being, it's because they had these special subwoofers in the seat called Body Sonic. And if you look on the console there's two knobs to adjust it.
Show me, please.
So there's that knob right there. You see those two little dials?
Two little bad boys right here.
Yeah, right there. And so there's 8 subwoofers in the seats, and to call them subwoofers is kind of odd, but there's 4 in the back and 4 in the bottom, and it really works. You don't see too many of these where they still work because a lot of people have replaced the factory radio, but it's got the digital dash, which a lot of them had. About half of the cars came with it. But the key, the special logo key, the gold key, rather, the logo floor mats, the Body Sonic. I mean, Nissan threw everything in this car that they could. Some of the stuff they never did again. I mean, the Body Sonic, Nissan never put that on any other car. Yeah. And then it's also got glass T-tops. Most of them have T-tops. but these are reflective. They're metal. They're mirrored glass. Whereas all the other ones that came after it, none of them are mirrored. So
again, this is something very unique.
yeah, all factory stock.
This is something very unique, guys. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this might be the oldest car here. This is a '84, and again, it's a masterpiece. We got to show people out there that before we have all these cars that you see behind us, you know, this is the father of fathers right here. This is where it was coming from. And take a look at this, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I photocopied the original window sticker, but you know, it's interesting. This is, I mean, it says no cost. There were no options on it. It was you either got it in a manual or you got it in automatic. So this is $26,1984. It's about $77,000 today because of inflation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's definitely a masterpiece. Again, you got to see this to appreciate it, because hopefully again the camera does what it got to do, but again you got to see it.